What is up, my crypto hombres? We're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the coins that I'm holding in my wallet ready for the bull run, exactly why I'm holding them, and also at the end I'm going to give some tips on how to buy altcoins that have small market cap without actually losing money just by buying and selling them. So a lot to get through today. I'm not going to be talking about too many coins today. There are still ones that I haven't bought into yet because I am still waiting and looking at the project. I also am still holding a bit of cash, but these are the main projects that I have bought into so far. And I'm also just going to talk about the risks of each one and also the narratives. So obviously, first off, I am holding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This makes up around 50 to 60% of my portfolio. If you are buying crypto, you obviously need Bitcoin and Ethereum. These are the main drivers of the market. And if we do get the BlackRock ETF, we will be getting some institutional money piling into those two coins. And these will really drive up. I do think we can still see a 3 to 4x between these two coins. So obviously, take some risks off the table, buy your Bitcoin, buy your Ethereum. Don't have to worry about watching these coins, whereas your shitcoins, your altcoins, you're going to be having to be looking at those a lot, and you're going to have to be worrying about them because they're going to be much more volatile, and you may lose money in those, whereas Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're almost guaranteed to make money, but that is not financial advice. Something black swan event could come along and absolutely decimate them, but if you are a believer in crypto, you know that these two coins are going to go up. So these are what makes up around 50 to 60% of my portfolio. Next, we move on to the Solana ecosystem. We have seen Solana pump a lot already, so I don't think we're going to see huge gains from there. If we look at CoinGecko, we can see that from here to get to where we peaked at last bull run, there's only around another 3x, which is still good returns, and I think perhaps we can get there, but I'm still not entirely convinced. So you're probably looking at around a 2 to 3x. If the bull run goes past that, maybe a 4 to 5. But if we look at some of the ecosystem tokens, such as the one I'm really interested in, which is Helium. Helium, we can see a last bull run, it went up to $50 and currently is now sitting at $5. If you look at the last 7 days for this, we can see that it's actually up already at 88%. And 30 days up 159, so starting to push quite a lot. It's kind of following the rally of Solana. I also really like it as well because they are building networks essentially, and they've just released a phone plan. They have a router for internet, I believe. I just really like it. I just think mostly as well because it's in the Solana ecosystem and it performed very well last time. Generally going to do the same thing as long as Solana keeps going up, which I believe it will. So you'll get a much higher return from Helium than you will from Solana. So Helium is very much in my portfolio. Another narrative that I like is the Finance DeFi, which Injective is one of the best in that. We have seen a rally of 1500% in the last year. So it was already rallied quite a lot, but I do think there's quite a bit to go on Injective. So it's definitely one that I'm keeping in my portfolio. Not a huge portion of my portfolio, but I do think it's one of the safer bets in terms of having a specific narrative that I want to buy into. Another one that I really like, and this is a different narrative, buying into the AI narrative. We are seeing from the likes of ChatGPT that AIs are using an enormous amount of processing power. And the current bottleneck is how fast NVIDIA can produce these GPUs, which they're pumping out essentially. So I think that everything is going to move to cloud-based GPUs where there is not that bottleneck. NVIDIA is trying to use these AI companies to use their chips essentially. But when we move that into an AI cloud-based processing power, we'll be able to massively take out the bottleneck and AI processing will be able to grow. Because as these systems get more complex, they're going to be using way more processing power. So Render basically allows you to give your processing power of your computer in exchange for Render tokens. So essentially someone will be paying for that outside money. They'll be buying into the token for its utility, which is obviously a very good use case for Render to do very well. It's obviously quite a big market cap already. 4 billion. So I think there's a lot of potential here driven by the AI narrative. We didn't really see that in the last bull run, so I do think it has the potential to go much higher than it did in the last bull run based on the narrative that it has. Now, given that FTX is now gone and Binance is being massively fined, the US gov is setting up for Coinbase to be the primary exchange and that is regulated. So Coinbase is obviously having a great time right now. You can see that the stock has rallied 200 to 300% in the last year or something around that. So anything that Coinbase is doing is obviously going to do very well, and they are releasing the base token, which will be built on the Optimism network. This will allow for a load of decentralized apps that will run through Coinbase essentially. So Coinbase is essentially going to push everyone to go to the base token through one way or another. Maybe there will be incentives, maybe there'll be APR, or like a buy some base token at the start and get a bonus or hold it. Coinbase is going to be the biggest marketplace and they're going to push people to buy that token. So the base token is going to do very well. You currently can't buy base token. It hasn't been released yet. I think they'll do something like an airdrop. I'm not sure how that's going to go yet. So essentially, I believe that Base is going to do very, very well. And what is generally the thing that does the biggest push is the meme coins around that. Two that I have seen are Toshi and Mochi. These are the cats of Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase. And already, if we take a look at CoinGecko here, we can see that in the last 7 days, it's up 300%, 14 days, up 422%. So congrats to anyone who got in on that. They have done very well. And this is Toshi. Toshi has also done very well, 257% in the last 30 days. Obviously doing really well. The problem with these coins is liquidity is very low. They have small market caps. So, I mean, you can see the trading volume is tiny. So when buying these, just be careful. Buy in small amounts. I'll talk about this later, and I think these two are going to do very well. There's a potential like 30-40x on these when the base project really pushes and Coinbase really pushes that, and when the bull market really gets roaring, these two coins are going to do very well. They have rallied quite a lot, but I still think it's an okay time to buy in. Just be careful when buying in, as the trading volume is very, very small. So when buying, just buy very small amounts. Just set a limit so you buy it at that specific number, because if you do buy quite a bit and the trading volume is obviously very low, it's just going to rocket up the price and you'll just keep buying up at those increments. So suddenly it just gets way more expensive than you planned, or you get much less for your money. The same as when you sell. If you sell and there's very low trading volume, you will dump the coin and you will lose more money. You won't get as much as you expected. So you can set a limit on this and you can just say, I only want to sell at this price, or I only want to buy at this price. So if it pushes up, it will come back down and you can buy some more. So it will slowly fill that position. Maybe buy 10-20% at a time, maybe even less. The other way is obviously just by buying small amounts at a time. So maybe if you plan to invest 5,000, you just invest at 1,000 increments just to make sure that you're buying at the price you're looking for. These are much more riskier coins. They don't really have much of a backing. They are purely meme coins. So do make sure that you're not buying a lot of these. Again, not financial advice, but these are not big portions of my portfolio. These are just very small, just for fun, and I think they have bigger upsides. Okay, moving on to the next project is a niche I really like. It is the GambleFi space. I really like this niche because the gambling niche is huge. There is so much money in this and people are just constantly pumping their cash in when they have issues. Again, they need to sort that out, but there is a big market outside of crypto. So this is a niche where it is going to be able to bring money directly into the crypto space by people who aren't even really associated with crypto. Again, similar to the others, it's just connecting the real world and having a real use case in the world. I really like Decentral Games. It is a VR gambling experience where you can just play gambling in the metaverse and you also get a portion of your losses back. Yeah, I just really like this coin. I think it's going to do well. The market cap is very small right now. You can see in the last 14 days, we're up 72%. The last 30 days, 46%. So we're just kind of floating around at the moment. I think it's a great project. It's got a lot of potential and it's just diversifying my reach essentially into different areas. So just making sure that I'm touching on all of the narratives that crypto offers to make sure that I am riding the train and that everything goes up. If we look at the CoinGecko, we can see that it's almost touching on the resistance of before, the 180-day resistance. And if it pushes through that, I think we can see a nice big rally. I'm potentially going to buy more if we do break through this, just because I'm sort of watching until it does break that. So that's Decentral Games. I think it's a great coin to buy. My last coin is a new one that I've actually added recently. It is touching on a new narrative and it's touching on the privacy narrative. So just making you a little bit more secure and protecting your data online. I think this is going to grow as a niche. And one coin I really like in that is OXO AI. If we take a look here, privacy, security, confidentiality. Essentially what it does is it just basically protects your information. So just looking at ways that it does that, uses a coin mixer, coin tumbler, and it will put a load of transactions together, mixing them, redistributing them to the intended recipients. So there is also, you can access multiple decentralized exchanges in a single platform, and it just provides you more security on that, and it basically just more ways to stay anonymous and protected whilst using crypto. So I really like this. The other things that I like about this, there is a really strong community. There is also 100% of the trading fees are returned to the holder. Also all of the suppliers already out there, and that's exactly the same for like Toshi, etc. The circulating supply, the total supply is already out there. Yeah, anyway, that wraps up the coins that I'm currently holding. There are more that I'm holding very small positions in, or just looking at for research purposes at the moment. So once I have true conviction behind those coins and I buy in, I will let you know. Also, just make sure you remember, if you're buying into these small low cap coins, that liquidity is not truly like every Bitcoin. So you need to make sure that you're either buying in small amounts, or you set a limit to make sure that the price that you buy at or you sell at is at the exact amount that you want it to be. So you just fill that order over time. Otherwise you will end up getting screwed. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe and follow for more videos. I'll see you next time.